Welcome to Fired Up. I am your host, Tammy Shike. Thank you for tuning in today. We hope that the topics we discuss can make you fired up. Today on Fired Up, I will be speaking with Kelly. Kelly, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, let's see. I was a hairstylist for 20 years, and I just recently quit doing that. And I own Desert Soul Style Co., which is kind of a metaphysical shop. You can find it at Tides of Tarot in 12 Points area, and on Facebook. And I also, as you know, work at Blue Griffin with Melissa, and do hair and makeup for her. I did yours for a photo shoot, and I love her. It's so funny because you know how like sometimes women they don't get along in that industry specifically. I told my husband one day, like, I keep waiting for her to be a jerk. And then I've been coming home for 2 years. I'm like, I love her so much. She's the best. So yeah, I'm pretty lucky there.
So it was just a good fit.
It was great. Like we get along so well. She's so cool. She's like genuinely an awesome person. It's not fake. It's real. She's just fantastic. I love her.
And you tend to be very genuine as well. So that just works.
I'm pretty cool.
Yeah,
I'm a people lover.
So what would you like to talk about today?
Well, I gave that a lot of thought, and I thought about talking about triggers.
Okay.
But then I realized that's a whole other thing. So I think what I would like to talk about to get something off my chest, and I would love to hear your opinions about, is resentment.
Okay.
Some went down in the last year where my daughter's bio, is what we'll call him nicely, tried to take her from me, but he basically just doesn't want to, pay child support. So we went through, let's say, like years and tens of thousands of dollars and 6 different attorneys just to circle back to be right where we are right now. He quit his job, or he says he got fired or whatever, but and he's not keeping up his end of the bargain. Like, I don't care about the money. I don't need your money. I just need you to keep up your end of the bargain. You know what I'm saying? Because
Sure.
if I don't, then I'll like the police will show up at my door. Like if Gracie doesn't want to go there, which she never wants to go there anymore, I have to make her go. Because if I keep her home, then he can have the police come over and then escort her out. You know what I mean? And it'll be a whole traumatizing thing. But he can just come and go and do whatever he wants. He can move to Indianapolis without telling anybody. He was taking Gracie there unbeknownst to me for like maybe a year. It's just what I would like to get over is my anger for the way things were left and the way we did all of that and spent all of that money for seemingly nothing, because we're right back to where we started. I think Indiana is so pro deadbeat dad, and I'm frustrated. I'm just over it.
Interesting. So how long has it been since the actual divorce?
We were never married. Thank God
Got
for
it.
that.
Okay.
Gracie was a beautiful surprise. We were just together for a short period of time, about 13 years ago, and he's a narcissistic, sociopathic kind of person, and he's very intimidating, and he loves chaos, and I don't like it. I get anxiety and high blood pressure. Like every time I even know I'm going to be near him, my heart starts to race because he just makes me so angry. But yeah, it's been 12 years of him just constantly picking and picking and picking at me, and I just want to, like I said, triggers. Feels like almost like a hopeless thing to talk about.
Sure.
But I would like to get over what's done is done. He's gonna do him. I just want to keep my peace. That's all I want.
Which is all fair.
Yeah.
So has it been like this for the entire 13 years, or has it gotten worse?
It's been like this the entire time. Nothing's changed. And it started in 2020. It was a worldwide pandemic, obviously.
I
The
remember.
most terrifying time for every one of us.
Sure.
And I wouldn't let her, because even from the beginning, before it was court ordered, when she was 5 months old, I said, go over there every other weekend because that's the right thing to do. And my husband hates it when I say this because he's like, you shouldn't say, I love her more than I hate him.
Absolutely.
I love her past my disdain for him.
Sure.
So I did right by her and never asked him for a dime because he never could hold a job. But then in 2020, when 2020 came, I was too afraid to let her leave the house. And he was going to Easters and things like that. And they were, living in Indy, doing the thing. And they weren't being safe. And it had nothing to do with him. It had to do 100% with my fear of what could happen to my daughter if she walked out the door. I said, you can FaceTime her, talk to her whenever you want, call her for as long as you want, everything. Like I've never once kept her from him, never tried, never wanted to. And he, in 2020, during all of this, has got his girlfriend's family's money paid for the biggest shark in Indianapolis, who's been making my life hell for the last 5 years. And no matter what, we went through 6 lawyers, and they were all pussycats compared to her. And I'm just pissed, and I want to get over it.
Okay. All right. So Got it.
Yeah, so
Got it.
much. I know so
No,
much.
believe me, completely relatable. But it's not that it's about me, but just
No, I would
completely
love to
relatable.
hear your
Um,
stories too, comparative.
let's focus on you.
Okay.
But here's what I can say. When you're in the trenches and when that little girl is 12, 13 years old,
She's 11, yeah.
um,
Genius. Little genius.
then 18 feels like a million years from now.
Mhm.
And when you've been fighting this for the last 11 years, then you get tired, right?
So tired. And and the stress manifests.
100%. 100%. And you talked about the anxiety.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
is there a visitation plan in place at this point?
There always has been. And it's been the same. Nothing has changed from what I gave him to what the law makes me do.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you're just doing state guidelines, right?
Exactly, like right down the middle. Except now, here's the other thing that pisses me off. Now we have to drive to Indy every other week to pick her up, as opposed to meeting in the middle. So he gets away with all of this, and now we have to spend the extra, the extra gas money, the extra time
Sure.
to drive all the way to Indianapolis, as opposed to meeting in the middle. It's like he just wants to he wants to control me. He wants to be my puppet master. I'm over it.
I hear all of that. So I'm afraid you're not going to like what I have to say, but
No, I'm here for it.
having walked a similar, I never walk the same path as anybody, right?
Right.
Everybody's journey is their own journey.
For sure.
I think that I have had life experiences that give me some empathy and some understanding. I would own that for you.
Yeah.
With that said, and I'm assuming that because she's going to visit him, that she comes back safely. We're not worried about her safety when she is there. Correct?
I'm not worried about her safety. I'm worried about her mental health because she doesn't want to go there anymore. She may be only 11, but she's old enough to see. She sees things now. She
Sure.
sees it. She sees the pain that he's put me and my husband through. She doesn't. He's very dark and stormy, and whenever, especially now that summer's coming up, and she has to go there for a week at a time, she comes back and she has to come home and like decompress and practically sage herself of all the negativity and she's scared to death of them. She won't tell me why, and I know that they don't put hands on her. That's not something that I feel happens, and I can almost guarantee that it doesn't. But it's just the mental, like they're so mentally draining for her.
Sure.
It's hard to explain because she won't give me any information about it. She says she's afraid of them. I'm like, why? Because she'll pop off on me because I'm her safe space, and she knows I love her unconditionally, but she never tells them exactly how she feels because she's scared of them.
Because it doesn't feel like the right place to do that,
Yeah,
right?
something like that.
Sure.
It's just I know that we're her safe space, but I don't know what the deal is over there. I
Well,
really don't.
and here's one of the hard parts of a situation like this is you are best, I am best when I'm in control of a situation. And when that child is with you, you are basically in control of that situation. When the child is not with you, you are not in control of the situation.
I'm a mess. Yeah.
And that's hard because, again, I'm not speaking for you, but theoretically, the mind wanders.
Yes.
Right. And so if your daughter has shared X with you, then you can make X a whole city, right? Because if she's given you this much, you can build a whole screenplay out of as many horrible things as we could ever talk about.
Always going to the worst place scenario.
And which then makes everything worse because not only are you not with your daughter, physically with your daughter, but you are also mentally putting yourself in an environment that when she does come back, you're going to have to decompress as well.
Exactly. You just take that deep breath.
Correct. Because, okay, but now she's here, right?
And she just wants to go hide in her room. And that's fine. But
that's fine. But she's home and she's safe.
Yes.
And I'm in charge of these four walls.
Yes.
The hardest part of those situations is knowing that we are not in charge when they walk out that door. And we can't be in charge. We can fight it. We can fight it mentally. We can fight it monetarily. We can fight it a lot of different ways. But bottom line is the truth is always going to be we are not in charge when she walks out. Now, what you've just said to me is you don't believe that she's in any physical danger. No. That's what I heard you say.
And you are correct, yeah.
And so I'm not telling you that that's a win because that's kind of a low bar, right? Like, yeah. That's kind of like...
That's what the lawyer said. Well, does he beat her? No, but she doesn't want to go there anymore. Oh, well, she has to wait till she's 14. But then they had her ask that we had to talk to a GAL.
Yep.
And she said straight up, I want to live with my parents, me and Reggie, her parents.
Sure.
I want to stay with my mom. And I thought that, and that should have been enough. Let's just drop it right here. But we still had to go more money, with shelling out more money for these attorneys, just because it's the attorneys. It was a open closed case, but they're vampires. Lawyers are vampires. This is where I need help. The resentment. Like, I'm pissed. Like, ugh.
So let's go to you.
Yeah.
So life is basically comprised of in my control and out of my control. Every day of our life with everything we do.
Mm-hmm.
The things that especially, and I'm not going to pretend that I know you deeply, deeply, deeply. I know you. I know what kind of human you are. I know that I adore you. I know
you
that
checked. You were one of very few people. Like, you're in my small circle. Whenever I was going through my deep depression last year, you were the one that you never expected anything from me because I had nothing to offer you, and you would still text me and be like, "Hey, I'm thinking about you. And I love you." And sometimes I wouldn't text you back, but it made me smile, and I'd go back to sleep. And I love you for that.
Thank you. Thank you. That's very special to me. I thank you. That hits deeply. When you are a person that cares deeply, the things that are out of our control are very hard for us.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you combine that with talking about our child, then that is us on steroids times 9 million.
Oh my God, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So what we know to be fact is that this is legal and this is what she is going to have to do at this point.
Mm-hmm.
The truth is it's not going to go on forever. Do I know when the end date is? I don't. I can't give you that.
I don't know if it's 14. I don't know if it's 18.
Right. I don't know.
I don't either.
I don't know. But I do know that there's an end date on this. That I can tell you. I can look you in the eye and I can tell you that there is an end date for this. When that end date comes, it's never going to come. It's never going to be telegraphed. Like, it's not like we can put a date in our calendar and say we've just got to get from here
Have
to
that
there.
carrot to chase.
Right. Yeah. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Which there again is back to in our control, out of our control.
Oh,
right.
Gosh.
So now we put another thing on our plate that we're mad about. Right. Because, but what I would really like is you to give me a date and I would know that at that date,
that's when I can breathe.
Right. But that's not the way this is going to work.
No.
So we have a nebulous date out there. We know that it's going to happen, but we don't know when. And now our only job is to get from here to that date that we don't know about with some modicum of sanity, because the truth is, the crazier that we are in those moments, it's not as easy as just taking a breath when she gets back home. And that's the truth of the situation. Because no matter what a great actor we are, we're not that good. And nobody knows us like our children.
That's so true.
It is so true. And so again, personal experience, I would tell you at one point in my life, I thought I had done the most fabulous job of anybody ever on this planet of keeping everything that was not great away from my baby.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out, fun story, about 8 years old, she was at Garfield's coloring on the paper tablecloth.
I remember that place, yeah.
And it told me things that I hadn't anticipated, never bringing her head up. And I thought to myself, wait, hold on. What just happened here?
Yeah.
Because I didn't think she was privy to any of this. I thought I'd done like Mother of the Year, right?
They're
like I
so intuitive.
Haven't gotten the award yet, but I was pretty sure. Award didn't come. And so my point in that moment is they know more than we ever imagined that they know. Sometimes it's actual knowledge, and sometimes it's collective thoughts of what they put their own screenplay together.
Mm-hmm.
They know your daughter. I don't know her.
Mm-hmm.
She knows you're her advocate.
Mm-hmm.
She knows that you will go to the mat for her.
100%.
Because anybody that's ever met you knows that about you. Whether they have had a momentary conversation or a longer one, they know that about you. She knows that. The other thing that I'm going to tell you about our children, and whether our children are 5 or 11 or 15 or 25, is they know things through circumstances that we can't imagine that they're putting those pieces together.
They see things that you don't think that they do.
100%.
It's wild.
And she's putting together her screenplay is what I always use.
Yeah.
She's writing her screenplay, and all the time she's writing it, she's got a constant, and her constant is you. And so as things go up and down and sideways and inside out, and as she is learning, because at 11, she's learning her world. And 11 is that magic age of not being a baby, but still not being an adult,
Right.
but kind of mentally thinking we are. At 11, we kind of think we are an adult. We
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of think we have it all figured out.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
especially if we have been raised very closely with a very strong mom that has probably like shared lots of things with her to give her that information to
Mhm.
be able to be successful in life. That started when they placed that baby in your arms.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
believe for a moment that you did goo goo gaga with her until she was 12 or 11. Like I don't believe that I don't believe that
I've
that's
always spoken to her like the way I speak with you right now.
uh,
And it's something else that I think another reason I'll give myself some credit here.
good.
You know my relationship with my mother. So I am always, you're so beautiful, you're so smart, I'm so proud of you, and I feel like her confidence is pretty good because of she gets so much what is it called, positive feedback, affirmations from mom and
Positive
dad. Reggie is the
reinforcement.
best. He is her father, he's raising her. He's actually her favorite person out of
Sure.
everybody.
Sure,
I mean,
absolutely.
it's so cute.
That makes sense. So all of those things you've done you have poured into that child. And so even though I always used to say when mine was little that it was easy when she was 2 because I could cover the outlets, bubble wrap her, and I could keep her safe,
100,
right?
yeah.
And then all of a sudden, they are humans and they are small humans and they are walking and talking and putting things together. And once you lose that control, we're back to that word,
Mm-hmm.
then life is a scarier place.
Yeah, I just want
Now,
to put her back in my stomach.
correct,
Oh my
because
God.
like I said, I would love to bubble wrap
I
her
know.
and cover the
I know.
outlets today, but I can't.
Yeah.
So that's the point that you've got to concentrate on, I believe, is you've raised this very smart, small human. You've just told me and shared with me things that you believe that she understands that you like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she knows this and she knows this and she's put this together.
Oh yeah.
So you've raised a really smart human. Now you ain't done because at 11 your job is not finished.
Right.
However, as she walks this part of her life, there will be pieces of it that when she writes her whole story and looks back, it will not be Wizard of Oz is one of my favorites. It will be the dark parts of Wizard of Oz. It'll be
Yeah.
the beginning of the show and the end of the show where it was in black and white. And she'll see those parts. They will be a part of her, but they won't be her favorite parts.
She said to me one day, and it broke my heart. She goes, "I just want a normal childhood." Because she just the fighting was palpable. They got to a point where
Sure.
there was no hiding, there was no poker face anymore.
Sure.
Like there were just lots of tears. I was
Sure.
just not very energetic. I was depressed.
Sure.
I was
Of course
just
you were.
depleted of all energy because I don't thrive on chaos like he does. So I was fucking exhausted.
Sure.
And she saw it.
And in that seeing that, and what she's saying to you is, and like I said, I'm not smart enough to speak for her, but sometimes all of the chaos, your word, all of the things that are going on are unsettling, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know. It's an opinion on my part, but maybe what she was saying to you is, I need you to be my safe place. And when I see that you are this upset, then my feeling is I need to take care of you when it probably needs to be the other way around.
Right, and you know what that is? I see what you're saying there because if she sees me cry or she catches me crying, she'll come in and give me a big old hug, like a big long squeeze. She's taking care of me in that moment. And
100%.
her hugs are better than medicine.
But
But I
and
don't
I'm
want her
also
to
not suggesting that she can't see you cry because that's an artificial world and I'm not
100.
suggesting that.
Yeah.
But I am suggesting that in those moments when she is comforting you, then use that as your soft moments to also comfort her. So because when you are in that place, you're not in your rage place, right?
Mhm.
It's a different emotion
Mhm.
in those tears. And again, I'm not lobbying that we all like that's the way I want you to spend your life. That's not what I want for you.
Yeah.
But in those moments, that's a soft place. That's an exhausted, that's a not waving the white flag, but just taking a moment to just know that right now where I am, I'm sad. I don't like the way this is, and I don't like it the way it's affecting you, my baby, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's what those tears are probably saying.
It's
Close?
yeah, exactly.
And
Spot
so
on.
when she is coming in and soft is easier to deal with than the rage
Mhm.
because the rage takes us places that sometimes we don't even know we're going.
I know, and I'm very hot-headed. Like I go from 0 to 60. For me in almost any category. Like there's no gray area with me. It's black or white, period. That's just how I view everything. I either love you or I nothing you.
You may have met a friend. Go ahead.
And so I just get, whenever it gets to a point where he is like, there were some accusations that he made that were so far left. You know what, I'll give you an example, and it's gonna blow your mind. And there's no way you wouldn't be pissed off at this. Whenever we go to the beach or the lake, we hop in the shower together with our bathing suits on to get all the sand off, and then we swap, and like I'll sit on the toilet and keep her company, and then we'll swap into, you know, he accused me of taking inappropriate showers with my daughter. That just sounds like I'm not a chomo, you know what I mean? Like, I was so insulted and disgusted by that.
Sure.
I flew off the freaking handle with that one.
Sure.
It was like, because it's appalling.
Sure.
And oh, girl, it was bad. It was just so bad. I just got to move forward, get over it.
And in order to do so, here's obviously a ridiculous accusation. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you that you should have interpreted it any way other than he has called you into question in a way that never should have happened. So your rage in that situation, sister friend, let's go, right?
Yeah,
like
I wanted to fight.
100%.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying to you is, your talk about the resentment, it's not something you can turn on and off. And so what I'm suggesting to you is, what's the phrase, that it's like trying to drink poison and hope it hurts someone else.
Yes, I like that.
And that is what you're going through right now.
Yes.
Because your anger and all of the things that I'm not telling you that righteous indignation is not spot on. I'm not telling you that, but I'm telling you that it can't move you forward. I'm telling you that feeling of rage, although justified, is not making the environment that you are in with your daughter better for her.
No,
and
it's breaking me down.
And in everything you do, you have her in your head. I could ask you if you want a glass of water, and you're going to, like, at some point of you, you're going to think about, okay, well, yeah, I'll drink the water and I'll feel better, and I'll be better.
Has her water in her backpack
right,
today.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's how your brain, I call it connecting the dots.
Yeah.
That's how your brain connects the dots. Again, not making fun of it, understanding
No, not at all.
it.
She's my one. She's my number one. I totally
So I'm telling you that what you're actually doing is not beneficial for you and not beneficial for her. Well, that's great, Tammy. Cool. Okay, so then what am I going to do about it? Great. Let's talk about that. So, because I think platitudes are ridiculous. So let's talk about actual being able to, like, tear this apart. So in those moments that are going to continue for that unknown period of time until this is over, because like I said, it's going to be over.
Yeah.
I just don't know when.
Yeah.
But in that from here to there, that rage is going to happen. It's going to happen associated with visits. So she goes, something's going to happen. The logic that you need to put yourself on a different mental train, and that is only working on what is actually there. And that is, I don't like it that she's gone. I'm uncomfortable that she's gone. If she was here, she and I would watch this show. If she was here, she and I would go do this. Well, all those things are true, but the truth is you can't do that.
Yeah.
So, in my control, out of my control. So, yes, I would love to do that. And maybe I'm going to start on kind of a mental list. While she's gone, I'm going to think of 4 things that when she's back that I would have liked to have done while she was gone. And we're going to call that our makeup list.
Yeah.
She comes home and I'm going to say, hey, Gracie, I thought about doing this with you and you weren't here to do it. What do you think if we go do that now?
That'd be fun.
So if you both, and maybe Gracie gets to make a makeup list too.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe while Gracie's gone, Gracie thinks, right now I would tell my mom about this happened at class and I didn't get to tell her that. So I'm going to make a list too of it's going to be our makeup list. We're going to, as soon as I get home, we're going to play catch up on my list and hers. Maybe that becomes a new cool kid thing to do.
Love
because otherwise, when she comes home and she goes into the room to decompress, which is what you said to me, maybe instead of that, maybe it becomes exciting to come home because mom and I have this cool thing that we do. And maybe that downtime now turns into something that we can both control because she's experiencing the lack of control as well, right? Like she's
I
part
never
of
thought
this,
of that.
but
she doesn't want to go there anymore. She has no choice.
But she doesn't have that option,
Yeah.
right? She's 11 and not 18, or 11 and not 16, or 11 and not 14. Like I said, I don't know what that is, what that magic is. But at this point, she's still got to do what we have her do.
Mm-hmm.
So, what we're trying to do for her is give her some autonomy in that moment so that when she comes home, mom's not a mess from the time that we've been apart. So now we've actually can hit the ground running when she gets home and not both of you have those moments of how horrible that was. Well, I'm not suggesting it wasn't or it was. I'm suggesting that the moment she walks through that door, the moment she walks into that car, right?
Yeah.
When at whatever that moment looks like, let's start there as not a decompression moment and not a moment of rehashing the resentment, but in a moment of, look, I'm back in control.
Like, she's
I've got my
back.
baby.
I can breathe.
And everything that happens now is in hers and my control, and we're good.
It's just I love it whenever she's there, she's texting me because she's usually just upstairs in her room the entire time,
Sure.
and she's texting me. But whenever she's apart from them, there's no conversation at all. There's no dialogue. There's nothing.
And yet, out of your control, right? Like
Yeah, and I
I
don't care
know,
if she doesn't talk to them. I
right?
love
No,
that she
but
wants to reach out to me.
my point is that she's doing what she needs to do
Yeah,
at this moment.
yeah.
She's handling it the best she can by texting you and bringing you into her moments,
Mm-hmm.
which is lovely. As
I
far as
know
I'm
it is.
concerned, is
I'm so
lovely.
so glad that
And
she does that.
however she handles that when she's home with you, then I'm trying to make you in a better place for her. Because if you're carrying that bag of resentment, and I get how it was formed, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not making fun of any of that,
No.
but that heaviness changes you when you are with her. And
Yes.
I'm trying to say, let's give her the very best you that we can give her, which means you've got to say to yourself, yeah, I'm pissed. Yeah, I resent it. Yeah, I don't like it. And I can make you a book of all the reasons why this makes no sense to me. You
Mm-hmm.
could write that book for
Oh
me. I'm
yeah.
absolutely sure. The truth is, it's not going to change the situation right now. In my control, out of my control. So, what you've got to do is think about what's best for you. Is the rage good for you? Probably not.
It's probably killing me or something. I
Is
know
it
my blood pressure is like crazy right now.
is it going to make you better? Is it going to make your relationship with your daughter better? The answer to those are probably no.
Yeah, exactly.
So if they're no, like if I said to you, I'm going to come and get Gracie and make her run 13 miles today, you would say to me, well, I'm sorry, you cannot have Gracie, right? Like that's
Right.
what you would do.
Right.
Rightfully so,
I
right?
mean,
And
if yeah, exactly.
right,
No.
like if I was going to do
I
something that it was going to be detrimental to your child,
mhm.
you would say thank you, no thank you to
Right.
me,
Sorry, not
right?
sorry. Yeah.
Right, not going to happen, Tammy. Good for you. And like I'm obviously it's a facetious thing. I would obviously never put
No,
your
I
child
know.
in harm, but my point is, once she's with you, you are in complete control of that. And when she is not with you, you've told me physical harm is not on the plate.
Mhm.
Now, you and I could have long, long, long talks about the mental issues with this. But what I'm going to say to you is that's out of your control right now. And the part that we're not going to like to hear, but is the truth. The truth is the better you are for her when she gets home, the better her experience when she's gone from you is.
On that note, I would like to add that whenever she is home, she's my homegirl. We do stuff together all the
Sure.
time. And whenever she's gone, I think it's when I like the first night whenever she gets picked up, Reggie and we sulk. I pop open that bottle of wine and we'll watch like our trashy TV or
Sure.
we'll go out to dinner. We just try to keep our minds occupied for the rest
Absolutely.
of the evening. And
Absolutely.
then, as a day or two goes by, we just try to do like I'm getting my miles back in because I've come out of that depression. Because it ebbs and flows.
Absolutely.
It's not always with me. It just seems to be when it comes, it hits hard and it's bad. But I'm getting my miles in. I'm just, being as busy and as accomplishing as much as I can throughout the day. Staying busy is good for me
Sure.
because it's when I'm sedentary where my mind is
Oh,
insane.
sister friend. You got a friend.
Oh my
Yep. Gotcha.
God.
Gotcha.
My brain is like, so yeah, it's when she's gone is like, I feel is like the big problem for me because the thing I'm resentful about is the whole like Indiana, the laws in Indiana. Like, why are the dads not held accountable and the mothers are?
I hear you, but there again, out of your control. Do you think you're going to
Yes.
change that today? I'm sorry, but I don't think
No.
you
I
are.
mean, even 6 lawyers never didn't change anything.
So again,
6.
in my control, you can be mad about it. You can be mad about it all you want,
I
and I
know.
support your mad, but I'm also telling you that it's not accomplishing anything.
No, it's
And
not.
the other part of this is not only is it not accomplishing anything, but it's detrimental for you.
Uh-huh.
And if it's detrimental for you, it's going to be detrimental for your relationship with her, because I will bet you if I talk to Gracie right now and I said to her, "Do you know when your mommy's happy and do you know when your mommy is sad?" She would be able to give me count and verse on that.
Yes, she would.
So I'm going to assume that that is a very smart child, and and with as much time as you spend with her, then they know that she knows you. She knows
Yes,
you.
she does.
And so when she comes home, I'm suggesting that if you can, I'm not going to say let this go because I don't think that that's possible, but I'm going to say if you can compartmentalize this as this is a period of time, it's going to have it had a beginning and it's going to have an end.
Let go, let God is what I've been saying. I've been praying on it. I pray on it a lot.
100%.
People think that I don't believe in God because of the white witch thing, stuff like that. But no, I pray every single day, and I'm like, let go, let God, you know. But
100%.
and not to quote the Bible or anything, but like eye for an eye is something that I've always said too. I'm like, I want to get him back, but
I
I just
hear
believe in
you.
karma.
I
I just
I
need to sit back.
I believe that I believe that when this is past you, and like I said, from somebody in the trenches,
Yeah,
it's not going to be a day where you look forward to it, but at some point it's going to be past you. You're going to look back on it. And what you're going to want to see is not the resentment and not the rage that you felt, but you're going to want to look at this beautiful human that you created, and you're going to want to look at the rest of her life. And that could
is a beautiful
potentially be
thing. Yeah,
it's beautiful, but it could potentially be what your focus is when she's gone. Fill those times up. I mean, I love that, like, go out to dinner and be busy, all of that. It seems spot on for you. But what I'm going to suggest is that there becomes something, and I don't know what that is, whether it's the backup plan from her being gone, whether it is maybe it is while she's gone, you send her questions and just, but not like, how are you and what are you wearing? But like, if you could do anything today, what would you do?
yeah.
And if we
Kind
could
of like
go,
the book that Paul wrote, stuff like that to get got the conversation with my mother going. It's like
exactly.
just because you know, whenever she gets home from school, I don't bombard her with how's school, da 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 da. I'm just, you know, I'll be like, what was your rose? What was your thorn?
Yes.
Stuff like
So
that.
maybe those are kind of things that you could keep going while she's gone, because it keeps that conversation going. Even if she's not sitting across from you,
Yeah,
you're building that.
I like that.
And that gives, that way it's not just on or off. You're continuing that relationship with her while she's gone. And I think that if that were your focus, it's going to be an easy reentry into the
Yeah,
system when she comes back, because it's not like you've been cut off completely. Keep like do whatever that is. Like I said, whether it's planning a vacation, whether it's planning things to do, whether it's maybe it's something that she mentioned to you that she found of interest,
yeah,
and
yeah,
all of a sudden it hit you one day and you're thinking about, okay, well, she talked about this, well, if I got that, or if we went there or whatever. Like, I think if those are the things that you are focused on when she's gone, I think it makes life better for both of you.
mm-hmm.
And the ugly bottom line of this is, no matter how much you beat yourself up, angry, mad, all of the things, it's not going to change the current situation.
I just need to learn how to just deal with it. Just
Yeah, but I mean, I hate platitudes like that. Just
it's
deal with
just
it. Okay, well, great. Well,
yeah,
but I'm
exactly.
still mad. So what are you going to do about
Yeah,
that?
make the mad
I,
go away.
but I can't. I can't make the
Exactly,
mad go away. And the truth
exactly.
is, that's not going to happen. But what you can do is fill your time with, in those moments where, get the rage out and focus on her, something about her, something about you're going to do with her, something you're going to ask her, because the rage isn't helping either one of you and is not going to change the situation.
Yeah,
So all you're doing is making an already bad situation, worse
Worse
for
for
everybody.
myself,
Right.
yeah,
Worse
because
for
I don't wanna
everybody.
let her know that I'm upset, but so we'll, like, talk through memes,
Right.
funny memes, like,
Sure.
silly stuff like that, and just
Love
to
that.
that's how kinda how we communicate when she's gone, or she'll send me pictures of her drawings because she takes a sketchbook with her
Love
everywhere she
that.
goes,
Love that.
and stuff like that, so that is something that we're actually pretty good at, and it does you're right, it does help, it does make me feel good because I get to connect with her without forcing myself on her, I let her come to me,
100%.
and then we get those conversations going on her turf, on her time, on
100%.
that way. I am an overprotective hover mother. I got this, but in this world, I feel like you have to be. I
Absolutely.
mean, let's be for real.
Things we're not fighting over.
No,
Yep.
exactly. But she comes to me and she messages me, and we have these tiny little conversations. And then I will try to just kind of be like, okay, let her do her thing. Like I won't keep it going forever.
Understood,
Yeah,
understood, but I also no, and I respect that because that would be real easy to do
yeah,
is
it would.
tie up 4 hours,
It
right?
really
Right,
would.
right, no, I respect that, but I also think that every time she reaches out, I think that, that becomes an opportunity to give her another little piece of you. So you talked about her drawing, so is that something that you could, what I learned this a long time ago, you ask the artist to tell you about their art,
Yeah,
instead of putting your own misconception on it. Well, that's a great cow. Yeah, it's a dog. Like, you know what I mean?
right.
Whatever that is. So, like, tell me how you felt when you drew this. Tell me what you were thinking when you drew this. Like some of
What
those
made you
kind of
decide this character, this anime,
exactly,
this particular? Because she's
exactly.
creating her own anime right now.
So I love that.
Yeah, she's so
So,
cool.
and I think maybe that would be a fun outlet for her of you asking those kind of questions, and it's also making you a part of it, right?
Yeah, and we like to do art together too. Like, yeah, have you ever seen those women that I color?
Yes.
Yeah, she'll sit there and draw, and I can't do a stick figure, but I can color like a beast. So we just sit there together, we'll listen to music, and we'll do art together. And sometimes we won't even talk. We'll just be like, "What do you think about this? What color should I do that?" And stuff like that. And
So
it's
maybe
just,
so is that so again, I'm just spitballing here. Is that something where you when she leaves, you send her with some kind of a little project like
uh-huh,
that?
yeah,
That do this and bring it back and then we'll critique each other's. I'll do one, you do one,
yeah. We
and
send
then
each other our art all the time. It's cool.
so I love that.
Yeah,
So the more ways that you can focus on her are less ways that you're focused on the miserable situation.
yeah, exactly.
And
That's true.
the easier it is easier to let go of resentment when your focus is on something you love.
And it's just yes, and the fact of the matter is, if it is something out of your control, it's just you just really do have to. And I said this before, let go, let God. It's like, okay, God, like take my anxiety from me today. Like I need you today. Like
100%.
calling all spirit guides, help. You know what I mean?
God is always the source. I mean that God's the source of all of that.
Hmm.
The if you could get to instead of focusing on what you cannot control,
Right.
focusing on the things that you can control and that you do so beautifully, I think you're going to find that the things that are out of your control are always going to be there, but they take less of a priority on the priority wheel.
They take less out of me as
Correct.
time goes by.
Because you're going to spend your time over here with her and
Hmm.
on the things that make her happy and you happy. And you're going to be able to draw less and less of what you need for her and put it over here in this pile with the negative.
Hmm.
She's going to see it and she's going to feel it.
I love that. That that's very true. I can totally see where you're coming from there.
So let's talk about homework. We always finish with some homework. So is it possible that on the day I'm guessing, and again, please correct me, I'm guessing that on the days that lead up to her leaving,
Hmm.
those are hard days as well.
Hmm. It's the day of where the house turns into a dark cloud for Reggie and I.
So what would happen if the new system
Mhm.
is that day that that dark cloud starts knocking at the door, that it be some kind of a project, a situation, something that you introduce to her that while you're gone this time, I would like to do this. So
Okay.
if it is the sharing the art that you've already done, I would like to continue to do that, but we're going to put a little different spin on it. I want you to be my art curator and I want you to look at it and tell me what I need to do better. I don't know what that looks like.
Yeah.
Does that look like, again, thinking about new projects to do? Does that look like new experiences for the two of
Oh, I
us?
know one too. I could to have her make a list of like what she wants to do for fifth grade graduation.
Love that.
Like how do you want to party?
Love that. Love that.
Yeah.
So any of those kind of things, give her something that, and whether that, maybe that's a cute notebook that you've kind of, done your
Stickers
kind
all
of
over.
things over,
Yeah.
right? Like give her something cool to take with her, and then have something for you and Reggie to have at the house
Mhm.
that you can go to. Make it a shared project that when she comes back through that door, you get to exchange, and there's something actually that we see.
Yeah, something
Because
tangible there that we
correct.
can, yes, and then Reggie and her will do the guitar together. We're a
Correct.
very dorky family.
Love all of that. So have that, maybe, like the mind goes to, maybe she makes a list of songs she's like to learn with him,
Oh, that's a good one.
right?
Yeah.
Maybe, so some of those kind of things that you send her off with, that in that time apart, she's taking you with her,
Oh, I like that. I like those words.
and
Sorry, take
she's
you with
got
me.
she's got you with her,
Yeah.
because she's going to be stronger when she does,
Mhm.
because you are her hero, you are her person.
Her ride or die.
And so she's going to go in stronger with you not in a fetal position on the floor.
Yeah. I don't want to let her see me sad
I
when she
hear you, but
leaves.
I promise you what you think she doesn't know, she knows some of.
Oh, you're right. No, you, like I said, you are 100% on that, because we were like, have a good weekend, have fun, shut the door. Ugh.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So let her see something different,
Okay.
because what it will inadvertently do is take some of the pressure off of her.
And yes, okay, that's sold there. I don't want
Right.
her to have any pressure.
Right.
I want her to have a normal childhood.
And this will seem more normal to her.
Because I have no idea what she's going through. My parents were happily married my whole life.
Right.
So it's like, I don't know what
And
this
even
even looks like.
And can I even tell you that even if it hadn't been, it would be different for her, because her experience would be different than yours.
Got it.
Because it doesn't matter. Like I said, I think in terms of empathy in situations. I never think in terms of, sister, I know exactly what you're thinking, because the truth is I never do.
Okay.
Because if I don't wear your shoes, I can't know your experience.
Okay, yeah, and everybody's different.
And everybody's
so
different.
That's
So
true.
homework is
Yes.
thinking in terms of refocusing the negative into something that you can control positively,
Okay.
and taking the resentment and turning it into more positive with her that will benefit both of you.
Which will kind of make me feel like I have some more control, because
Exactly.
I don't trying to control my feelings, which is hard as a woman and as a hothead. But like, yeah, I like that. Turn it into something positive for my own peace of
For
freaking
your own
mind.
peace of mind. Because
Yeah.
if you are better while she's gone, she will be better when she gets back, because she will know.
Yeah, and she probably senses it.
She will know.
My little psychic.
So think we can do those things?
Yeah, I
those
think I'm
positives to
gonna
go
roll with
forward?
that. I like that. I like that
Perfect.
a lot.
Perfect.
See, I just love you to pieces.
Love you
Dude,
back.
you're the best.
So talking about all the different ways that things that are out of our control make us miserable, and that happens for all of us. And it's a matter of not putting our head in the sand, because I don't believe in that at all. I believe that what we need to do is focus on the things that we can control, and make those positives our focus of our journey. Because when we feel better, everyone around us will feel better, and we are in a better position to love and take care of those people that we love. Thank you for joining us today. I hope once again you leave fired up.